Welcome back to the Old Bull and Young Cav Boston Sports Podcast, and here we go again. So I missed the show for Game 3, and as my son reminded me, I am a jinx. Had some girlfriend obligations, but tonight I will be here for the pregame. Young Cav will not, but he will be here for the postgame, so we will both be here to analyze the upcoming game. Here we go now. So refereeing. All right. I know if you talk about it, you're a baby. Tonight, the Celtics have Mark Davis and his crew. So Matt and I did a little research, and this is good for the Celtics. The games that he has refed this playoffs, they've been called like regular games. In other words, they were on the high scoring end. They're not letting teams, just constantly chest bump everyone and mug everyone. So look for this game to be called a little stricter. Orlando's probably going to be very frustrated if it goes the way I think it's going to, because all these things they've been getting away with, especially the last game, was absolutely horrible. They should get called this game. So hopefully they are the ones forced to adapt, because the Celtics shouldn't be the ones forced to change their ways. They played skilled elite basketball. They are far better than Orlando, far more skilled than Orlando. Orlando is staying in these games by playing football and getting away with it. So the Celtics shouldn't be the one to have to change that. So I'm encouraged that Mark Davis is refing this game, and look for it to be called tighter. There should be a lot more whistles, letting basically Orlando know, hey, no, you're going to play basketball tonight. If you're swatting at people's arms and you're constantly bumping people with your chest as they're shooting the ball, you're going to get called. All right. Prime example was today's Knicks game in Detroit. Detroit Pistons are taking a game winning shot with a second left. And sure enough, this is the same crew that did the Celtics game 3, same exact referee crew, right in front of the head referee, the New York Knick, Josh Hart, chest bumps the Pistons shooter in midair, no call, and it's all over social media. It's all over everywhere. And the referees already come out and admitted, yeah, I missed that one. So, you know, this needs to stop. Again, I beauty and grace. That's what I want my basketball game to look like, not a football game. Patrick Ryan, my man, that is part of it. The Celtics need to stay composed, not stoop to Orlando's level. It's I get why the Celtics are frustrated. It's not basketball, Patrick. This isn't and I don't want to hear it's playoffs, be tough, blah 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 blah. No, trust me, for someone who's played a lot of basketball, okay? You can't play basketball if you're getting fouled every time you shoot it. All right. So it might not look like much on TV when someone just kind of taps your arm or gives you a little bump as you're shooting it. Trust me, it makes a world of difference. It's not basketball. I don't want to hear it. I want to watch basketball. So as far as who's in out tonight, Tatum's in off the injury report. That's good. It must mean his wrist is feeling great. Jalen Brown was questionable, but he is good to go. My biggest concern, and I said this when it first popped up, Drew Holiday, freaking hamstrings, man. Hamstrings can linger. They're terrible. I'm kind of pissed at Holiday. This is hamstrings are usually something younger players get in other sports, like in all sports. Young players, they're used to just being indestructible and not getting hurt, and so they don't take hamstrings seriously. And next thing you know, they pull one, and they're like, "Oh crap, I guess I should have stretched." And here I am, I'm out. So I'm a little pissed. Drew Holiday, being the veteran he is, that you know he wasn't taking care of that, because to me, if you stretch your professional athletes, the first thing you should be doing is making sure you stretch your hamstrings, because nothing will put you out quicker than that. So who knows when the hell he's going to be back? He was ruled out like yesterday. Not a good sign. He definitely, in my opinion, won't be back for this series. I'm hoping he's back by next series. We'll have to see about that. But Brown and Tatum are good to go. And I'm looking for a possible change in the lineup. I don't know what the hell has happened with Sam Hauser. And Luke Cornett too, except Luke Cornett. has more of an excuse, right? He didn't get really any playoff time last year. Basically, he only came in blowouts. But Hauser got significant minutes. It was fine last year in the playoffs. I don't know what the hell's happened to him. It looks like it's his first trip ever to the postseason. He just hasn't made a basket yet. That's insane. So look for Shireman to possibly get in this game. He gives you almost the same level defense, one on one, not quite. Hauser is still a little better, but Shireman gives you more, like a little more energy. He's like one of those kamikazes. He's making steals that Hauser doesn't make, and reading plays and some fancy passes. So let's see if the rookie gets in soon. I can't imagine Missoula letting Hauser get away with playing like this for long before he gets either Tony Craig in or Shireman in. We'll have to see. He might not want to go with the rookie. He might go with Craig. So keep an eye on that, folks. And I tell you, people, we need to win this game tonight and then take care of business at home. I do not want this going 6 games. If we lose tonight, that means we're guaranteed to have to come back to Orlando for game 6. And it's not even necessarily I'm scared of losing to these guys in the series. It's the longer this series goes on, the way these Orlando Magic players play, the more chance we get of injuries. And I mean, they've had 3 flagrant 1 fouls called on them, 3 attempts to injure Celtics in 3 games. Okay. And there's a lot of other borderline stuff that they're they're getting, fouls called, but they're not calling flagrant fouls that are just they're not playing basketball there. They're actually playing to hurt people. So we want this series over as quickly as possible. Hopefully, the Celtics take care of business tonight, get home. What is it on Tuesday, and finish these bums off and get them the hell out of town, and move on to looks like New York. New York's up 3 games to 1 after Detroit got robbed today. That poor city, like that was just egregious what happened to them earlier. So, we'll have to see. I mean, the Celtics have to come into this game pissed off. I mean, the way that last game went, you know, and Orlando's been talking some smack. Cole Anthony too has been acting like he's some badass or something like that. Dude gets like 3 points a game this series. So hopefully the Celtics are just tired of all this and they bring their A game, bring their focus, like Patrick Ryan said, keep their composure and just finish these bums off. And hopefully we get a regularly refereed game. These oh well, playoffs come, you swallow the whistle, you let them play. That doesn't mean literally swallow the whistle. That means you don't call ticky tack fouls. That means you don't call fouls that had zero to do with impact in the game. An example of that is player pulls down a rebound and another, the opponent slaps him on the wrist going for it, the rebound, and the player doesn't lose the ball. Okay, he got slapped on the wrist, but he didn't lose the ball. Play goes on. That you don't call. That's playoff basketball. In the regular season, you call that. Guy gets a rebound, he comes down, he gets his arm slapped. Even though he didn't lose the ball, he got his arm slapped. You call a foul. That is what playoff basketball refereeing is. If the if the contact had zero to do with affecting the game, you don't call it. That's fine. But when guys are bear hugging other guys who don't even have the ball, they're just trying to get to another spot of the court, trying to get open. That is not legal. Okay. If a Celtics player sets a legal screen, it's the Orlando Magic player, it's their job to go around the screen. They are not legally allowed to be like a linebacker and plow through the Celtics guys screening. But yet that's what they're doing. They're getting away with it. There's no, oh, we'll toughen up. Hold up. No, that's not basketball. You're setting a screen. You have no leverage because you're standing straight up. So it's very easy to get knocked over. That's why it's defender's job to work around the screen once the legal screen has been set. Okay. That player setting the screen has the right to that spot and has a right for the other player to have to work around him. Okay. Sorry if I'm not going to put up with that tough guy crap and, oh, yeah, power through, stop being a baby. No, this isn't football. Go watch football. Wait till the fall. All right. Beauty and grace. That's what basketball is. the best athletes in the world gliding through the air, acrobatic moves. That's what I want to see. Sweet passes that set up layups, set up dunks. I don't want to see a bunch of sumo wrestling bear hugging out there. So hopefully the league does something about this because scoring is way down. The entertainment product's way down. Nobody wants to watch this. It's unwatchable. It's absolutely disgusting. So let's see. We got 4 minutes till game time. And, as far as keys to this game, defensive rebounding. Do not, we have these straight up all these offensive rebounds. They're Orlando's terrible shooting team. They're bricking shots, but we're giving them new life because they're getting offensive rebounds. We don't allow it all game, but we have these stretches where we're like, damn, for an entire quarter, Orlando had like 8 offensive rebounds. We got to make sure that doesn't happen. Other keys to the game, Kristaps Porzingis. What the hell is going on with you? He's been almost as bad as Hauser, right? He hasn't made a three-pointer all series. It's insane. I do understand what's going on when they post him up. They get in him the ball down in the post, okay? He makes his move. He turns around, and the Orlando guy is chesting him, and he's nudging him forward as he's shooting. Supposed to be a foul. They're not calling this garbage, so he's missing those shots. I get why he's not making them. But the three-pointers, some of these three-pointers Porzingis are wide open, and he was nailing them, especially the second half of the year when he came back from that sickness. Like money. It's like, come on, dude. It's the playoffs. You're a veteran player. You were in the championship. You performed great last year in that. The pressure was way higher during that series. Let's go. Step the hell up. So, we just need Porzingis to play like Porzingis. It's going to hurt having Holiday out because he was our Banchero medicine. Banchero, the first game, had scored 0 points when he was defended by Drew Holiday. Fortunately, we don't have Drew, but we have plenty of great defenders on this team to compensate for that. So that's no excuse right there either. So Derek White, hopefully he bounces back. He didn't have, the greatest game. Again, there's not much room out there to do anything. So, not his fault. But, Derek White, it'd be nice to see him bounce back because he wasn't at his top last game. Tatum played awesome. Tatum came back, almost single-handedly won us that game. It was terrific. So, hopefully he continues that. His confidence stays up after last game. And, we'll see. It's going to be like the same. If the Celtics just can get off to an early, 15, 20-point lead, this game will be over. You'll know we're in for another just freaking tractor pull slog if it's close early and the referees are just letting, both teams just hack each other, hug each other, hold each other, and we get some nice, ugly, gross basketball where we get to sit there and go, oh, boy, that looked like a lot of contact. I wonder why the ball just ricocheted off the top of the backboard and didn't even come close to going in, and there's no foul. So anyway, but like I said, it's game time, 7 o'clock. Young Calf will be back. We'll be on right after the game. Hopefully, we're in good moods and we're, looking forward to game 5 and finishing this series off. And most importantly, number 1, no injuries, knock on wood, do my ritual. No injuries, most important thing, number 1. Number 2, winning the game. All right. Go Celtics. Thank you for tuning in.